Crime is not a new phenomenon. In fact, if you use the days of the Bible, crime started little before men even understood themselves with Cain and Abel. And if one goes outside of the Bible and go historically to the development of life, people, beings, crime started long ago when people would try to be dishonest to each other, when the merchants would try to be dishonest, when the farmers would try to be dishonest, when men were dishonest and disloyal, when selfishness actually roamed the world, and because of that selfishness, people did what they chose to do and not what was ethically right and wrong. People actually were just doing what they did. So crime is no new phenomenon. But what I want to actually talk to you today about is women's involvement into crime. A study was done for a 20-year period, sorry, a 10-year period, 11-year period to be exact, of female participating in major crimes in Jamaica from 2014 to 2024, and a number of scholars, Paul Andrew Bourne, which is yours truly, and many other individuals in this matter. And one of the critical findings in that study, we showed that of the number of crimes committed in Jamaica over that period, we saw 24,937 people being arrested for major crimes, which we're calling about murder, shooting, aggravated assault, robbery, and rape. 3.14% were committed by females. So the issue of female involvement into crime is nothing new. And females are not only involved in crime, ladies and gentlemen, they are subtle in instigating crime. They instigate crime in terms of their behavior, in terms of their actions and inactions. And I know many crime activities to germinate, increase, to fester. And it's a part of the reason why we're going to be having serious challenges in the future, because men are substantially grown by females. And because males are substantially grown by females in the 21st century Western world that is ruled by, um, I'm not sure exactly what exactly happening anymore in terms of the structure, but it's clear that we are going through a transition. But let's actually not give that transition a name. What we do know is because the women grow the boys and grow the boys into men, and there are many absent fathers that will guide the boys into what it means to be a man. The boy automatically will come inextricably linked to the female, which is his mother, and is likely, therefore, to do anything for his mother. When a woman comes into his life that he loves, the same level of affection and loyalty that he has to his mother will have to show to that female. Therefore, the man will always do things that the female want and the female indicates and the female desire, the female thinks of, because of that same bond between mother and son and woman and man. So you understand clearly. So what a number of women are actually doing, they are participating in the criminal activities, not only washing the clothes, um, dictating to men that they need money and resource and everything, but they are also instigating by their very actions and inactions that a number of persons are thinking of, which are part of the reason why a number of the crimes won't stop, because men are involved with women substantially across the world. It is, I should say, what is normal, and because it is normal, the man is going to defend his woman, and by defending his woman, he gets himself into some situations that are instigated by the woman, and the woman was not involved in the situation, a number of these crimes wouldn't have occurred. So we are saying the women are actually participating in murders and robberies and assaults and rape as the men are actual participants. But not only that, they are instigators. They instigate that the man, the male, destroy his friends and other people around him. And they do some subtle things that destroys family, destroy homes, and create a problem when there ought not to have been one. And I want you to understand clearly that women are subtly creating many of the crimes that we are seeing. They are directly involved and indirectly involved and instigating many of the things that are happening. Now, a number of persons do not necessarily see these things and sort of appreciate exactly what these things are actually saying to you. Because I wouldn't say that you're blind, but you just can't see it. Where a woman is out at a function, knows full well that her man is there, and she's eyeing another man, and she knows that her man is jealous. Eyeing another man, indicating to the man using sexual gestures, body gestures, that she wants him, knowing full well that her man is there. And when her man comes, she'll actually claim that you were the one that saw her in a sexual manner, and therefore this man have you up, and therefore it will create some confrontation, lead possibly into some physical altercation, possible death, robbery, or other assault as a result of that simple instigation. Women also instigate against men by just simply telling their men things about another man that sometimes are true, sometimes are not true. Hope people really understand and see what is really going on in this world. There is a level of distrust, dishonesty, disloyalty, frustration, selfishness, frivolous behavior, low self esteem individuals that cannot see through their lens to understand their actions or inactions are creating this unsafe environment that we're living in. As I said before, women are involved directly, indirectly, and also instigating a number of these things. And the problem that we are seeing is not so much the fact that they are involved in the things, is the fact that they are instigating criminal activities, lewdness, particular behavior by their actions and actions that could have been avoided if they had not instigated these acts, if they had not encouraged these acts. Now, somebody say, but how are these things important? They are important because when there should be no issue, there becomes one. Two men actually having some confrontation over his woman or over a woman because a woman indicated that you were looking at her sexually or that you wanted her or you made an advance at her that she disapproves. And sometimes the advance is her interpretation of what she sees or what she thinks. And therefore, two men becomes enemies when there should not have been any. And it only becomes enemy. The men begin on a dangerous road to destroy each other because a woman instigated, a woman brought to his attention a particular thing, a particular thought that sometimes can be substantiated, sometimes could have been overlooked, sometimes was not warranted to a man who possibly is involved with her. And that man now reacts to that situation when there was no need, or it could have been avoided. And therefore, we have additional crimes. I'm saying to us, where are we? When are we going to be honest with ourselves and begin to take accountability for our actions and inactions? When are we going to stop some of our behaviors that are creating this unsafe environment? When are we going to look at people and honestly want somebody else to succeed and progress as you do, and therefore do not put in place barriers and challenges to destroy that person or to instigate a situation that will lead to the destruction of that individual. When are we going to stop that process? Then I want to take the matter down to the women. A number of women are now seeming to understand that approximately 50% of the households are run by women. It means that inside your household, females, ladies, are boys, and you are going to be instigating another male's demise, and you have a male child. What are you doing in essence? Creating an atmosphere in a world that will destroy even you in the process by destroying your child. Females, by not grooming your female daughters, your daughters, to be responsible and accountable individuals and not indirectly or instigate issues, when are you going to begin that so as to reduce possibly losing your females, losing your daughters, and losing your sons as well in the process? You might say, listen, I don't have any sons. You need to look at what is actually happening with the murder rate, and then realize that there's a rise in the number of female killings, which should indicate to you that males are now killing the females because of their actions, inactions, and what they are doing, as well as what they're instigating. Then there's the other side to the coin, the mass destruction, the mass killing of our males, because our females are instigating those things. So we're losing the females at an increasing number, and we are losing the males at an astronomical increase over years before, over time gone, when a society was not actually based and guided by women who were involved and so consumed with themselves that they instigate things. When are we going to look at these things? When are we going to deal with the issue? When are we going to look at these challenges? When are we going to understand that we have got to find a solution by being accountable for our actions and inactions? When are we going to see that my inaction create action from somebody else? When are we going to begin to understand that? A number of persons only think that their action result in a consequence or their action creates a particular situation. But I'm saying to you, your inaction as well can create a light bulb effect. Your inaction is able to create a destructive effect that reduce and actually maim thousands of individuals because your inaction, your irresponsible behavior could create problems. And that many of the crimes are as a result of not only women involvement directly, but their instigation, their indirect involvement in a number of these crimes across the world. As I said before, with the study that was done in Jamaica from 2014 to 2024, December 31, of the over 20,000 major crimes committed, 3.14% were committed by women. And we do not know the number that were committed by males as a result of instigation. What we need to start doing in research is begin to dissect the research in terms of women direct involvement and women indirect involvement, particularly instigation of many of these crimes, including murders. We need to have a discussion on this, ladies and gentlemen. What are your views? Like, share, and subscribe to my channel. We continue to provide trusted information for you to use to make decisions. Send this one to a friend. Let us have a discussion as to whether I am onto something, that women are involved in the crime via way of instigation. Let's have a discussion on the matter.